Good evening, this is Philip Fieldy Music, and tonight we are doing a tier ranking of the studio albums of Björk. I am including the two soundtrack albums that she did, as well as two, what's the word for it? Collaborative albums. I'm not counting the one with Fever Ray and the Knife, because you creatures. As it's a remix album, it seems, so I didn't listen to it. Yeah, she has a lot of other stuff. I didn't do any live albums and didn't mess with any box sets or remix albums or compilations, but I did the rest. So I'll just say right off, she's a great artist. I can't say I go back to her often, like all the time, but I do respect her a lot. And I mean, she has. What's that? I just realized I didn't do this. So right here, no skip albums right there, because she has some. We'll put one below here. I forgot to do this. Not worried about the colors right now. Or am I? Alright. We gotta do a little setup real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna make that red D. Let's make that kind of orange, I guess. C is, let's make it gray. Alright, then we have B. Yellow is fine. A, let's make it green. And the top, let's make it purple for Prince. Alright. Anyway, she has some beautiful album covers as well. I didn't say she's an Icelandic singer. I didn't include also her Sugar Cube stuff like that. But I have done this deep dive before, but my opinions changed every time, so and it's different this time as well. So, but it's been like 3 years. I'm changing my rules on that. So I did get rid of a bunch I had on the docket. Because like hers and the Nickelback one was like 3 years apart. And I thought, well, I mean, Nickelback didn't even have an album in between that time. And I think I did this right when Fosora came out. I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, let's start with Gling Glow. Alright, let me get over and get some info. So this is a collaborative album with Björk and I do not know how to pronounce this, but this Trio Guamundar Ingolf Sonar. And it is a vocal jazz album. I found this one interesting because of when she does Oh So Quiet after this. When I first heard it, I was like, wow, I didn't know she had those kind of chops or anything like that. But hey, this is a whole album of it years before where she does a great job with it. So, alright. So, you know, to be honest, I really did enjoy this one. I thought it was good. For vocal jazz, too, so, I mean, I didn't love it that much. So it's not something I'm going to be going back to a lot, but I did think it was really good. So I'm going to put it in the B category. Next, we have her first studio album, debut. Appropriate title. There we go. See if there's any little tidbits in here about that. I forgot. First recording following the dissolution of her previous band, Sugar Cubes. Has some big hits on it. Human Behavior, I like a lot. Big Time Sensuality. Others on there, Venus the Boy, Play Dead, Violently Happy. This is really good. I mean, I do think it's like, there's parts of it where I was kind of like, not digging it as much as I remember liking it the first time I listened to it. But I do think it's still good. Really good, actually. So, especially for a debut studio album separate from everybody else, a band and collaboration. But I am going to put it at the same level as Gling Glow, but I'm going to put it ahead of that. Next we have Post. Let's go to that. Alright, so Post, 1995 for this one. If I didn't say it before, so debut was 93. And Glen Glow was 1990. Yeah, that's my son in the background. He's just playing. Alright, so Post. I love her covers of these albums, by the way. This is great. I mean, even in debut too. Debut is actually a classic. I mean, like very well known. I've seen T-shirts with that. Post is really good as well. Heck, I like a lot of them. I mean, just looking at them. I mean, Homogenic is really good. Vespertine is really good. Heck, I even like Volta's. It's quirky. I like it though. Anyway, we'll Post. Got some good songs on there. Army and Me, Isabel, It's Oh So Quiet, which I had previously mentioned. Hyper Ballad, Possibly Maybe, I Miss You. Those are the singles. But I'll say this. She has more than one No Skip album, and this is one of them. I think this is absolutely stunning, great album. So, I mean, I've already said the surprise, so it is up there. I think it's great. Highly recommended if you haven't heard it yet. Like I said, there's going to be multiple. She is one of those artists. I mean, when I did Michael Jackson, I had one No Skip album. That was recently. And I did Nickelback. They had no skip albums. Which, I mean, I know a lot of people are like, well, it does Nickelback. But they had 3 A's, so that they're not bad for me, in my taste. 3 B's as well, I think. Alright, so let's move on. We got Homogenic, 1997. Electronic big string instruments in tribute to her native country, Iceland. Yeah, this is around the time originally produced in her home in London. It was halted due to the media attention from a stalker who tried to murder her. Some dark stuff that really affected her from what I was reading too. I just look at this to jog my memory because there's so much stuff, man. I mean, you got Hunter. I don't know how you pronounce it. Yoga, Unravel, Bachelorette, All Neon Light, 5 Years Immature, Alarm Call, Pluto. All Is Full of Love. Classics on there. This is another No Skip album. Absolutely a must hear. So another one, if you haven't checked it out, totally should. Now, do I like it better than Post? I do not. I think I like Post just a tad bit more. So I'll put it there. Next, we have her first soundtrack album. Selma Songs is the name. It came out in 2000. For a film that she starred in, I believe. Dancer in the Dark is the name of the film. It's weird they didn't name the soundtrack after the film, but I don't know. I didn't read too much into that. Overture Cavalda with Catherine Deneuve. Also, I've seen it all with Tom York. That was the highlight. Scatterheart and musicals. 107 Steps with Simeon Fallon, The New World. Pull up my notes on that. Alright, so I mean, it's not bad. Like I named out some that I thought. I mean, especially that Tom York one. I like that one. The Overture was good too. I just think it was overall as an experience. I think it was just okay though. It's not something that I think is really you need to rush out and hear. But if you do, that's cool. I think it's just okay. So see. All right. Next we go to Vespertine. If we can back out. So Vespertine. There we go. 4th studio album, 2001. Aspired to create an album with minimal and intricate electronic music to evoke an intimate and domestic feeling, in contrast with the louder styles of her previous studio album. homogenic. Yeah, I mean, listen to some of the songs on this one. Yeah, you get the swan dress there. Hidden Place, Cocoon, It's Not Up to You, Undo, Pagan Poetry, Frosty Aurora, An Echo of Stains, Sun in My Mouth, Heirloom, Harm of Will, Unison. This is a beautiful, beautiful album. So I sound like a broken record, but it's another of her no skip albums. In fact, I am putting it at the top of that. To me, it is my favorite Björk album. Um, love the cover, love the whole material. Everything is so good. So, yeah. So lyrically, the album drew inspiration from her new relationship with Matthew Barney, exploring things related to sex, intimacy, eroticism, and love. I mean, he'll play a part into a future album as well. Yeah, but I do love this one. So if you haven't heard it, it's another one to try out. All right, let's move on to Medulla. And Medulla is a weird one as well. I mean, all of her albums are pretty quirky and weird, experimental. This one's almost entirely constructed with human vocals. This came out in 2004. At one point, I thought it was all human vocals, and then I heard some piano in one part of it, and I was like, "Oh!" And then I reread it, and this is almost so. The Latin word for marrow is what the title is. It is where it says unique. That is true. That is true. It is very strange, unique album. But my problem with it is it gets a little repetitive for me, and not all of the sounds sound great to me. So I don't know. It kind of took me out. So I didn't really like it as much as her previous stuff, especially those top three there. But it's another one of those, if you like it, it's cool. If you want to check it out, check it out. I don't think it's a must here, but I do think it's okay. So I'm actually going to put it behind some of my songs. Yeah. It's close, but I'll put it there. Next, we have her the two soundtrack albums. This is Drawing Restraint 9. It's from Matthew Barney. So this is another related to him. Music from Matthew Barney's Drawing Restraint 9, which she's co-starred in as a accidental guest. This is her worst album to me. I think this is not good at all. I mean, it was weird having that first track, I believe it's the first track, Gratitude, with Will Oldham. Yeah, Will Oldham singing on it. Otherwise known as Bonnie Prince Billy. Yeah, which I like him. Usually it kind of was weird on that one. I don't know. It didn't do much for me. So pretty much the whole album just didn't really do much. I mean, there's parts I didn't like, there's parts I hated, and I was kind of overall I just thought it was a bad album. So I am putting that in the F. Yeah, it's the worst album she's put out. Alright, next we go to Volta, which a lot of people malign this one a lot. 2007. Features 2 tracks, I believe, produced by Timbaland, and there's some others by Danja and Mark Bell. But this one's got some loud stuff too. I mean, Earth Intruders, that one's really, it kicks your butt. Declare Independence, I really like that one a lot. Innocence, Wanderlust. My favorite song off of it is actually the one with I don't know if she was going by Anthony or Noni at the time. I'm trying to find it on here. Let's see if I can do this. Anthony, yeah, and Noni. Lead singer of the band Anthony and the Johnsons appears for 2 duets, The Dull Flame of Desire and My Juvenile. My favorite song off the album is The Dull Flame of Desire. I think this whole album is underrated. A lot of people talk crap about it. They say it's her worst. I've read people say that. I totally disagree. I think there's a lot of good stuff on here. Look at that track list again. Yeah, Earth Intruders, Wanderlust, The Dull Flame of Desire, Innocence, I See Who You Are, Vertebrae by Vertebrae, Pneumonia, Hope, Declare Independence, and My Juvenile. Not going to say it's a no skip, though, but I do think it is great. So I am actually going to put this in an A, which it might be to a lot of people's chagrin, but I don't really care. It's my opinion. Everybody has their own rankings and opinions. Alright, next we have the final collaborative album that I'm going to cover with the Dirty Projectors. The album is called Mount Wittenberg Orca. Very weird album. Very a lot of like harmonies going on in the backgrounds and stuff with Björk on top. Some of it is grating and some of it is repetitive. So that brings the score down a little bit, and there's only a little bit too. There's only 7 tracks. But towards the end, I was kind of happy it was done. But I think there's enough on here to not say it's bad. I just think it's okay. I think I'm going to put it behind Medulla. There we go. Alright, next we have Biophilia. The Biophilia was, I didn't really get into all that extra stuff with it, but it came with Lycus's release. This is from 2011, by the way. It's a concept album about the Icelandic financial crisis, exploring the links between nature, music, and technology. And billed as the first app album multimedia project released alongside a series of apps linking the album's themes to musicology concepts. Followed by a series of educational workshops on 4 continents. I didn't mess with any of that. But I do think it's a pretty album. I really do like a lot of the songs on here, like especially all these singles, Crystalline, Cosmogony, Virus, and Moon. It's very naturey. Is this the one I heard a lot of bird sounds and stuff on it? It's a bird. Maybe it's a different one, but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of nature sounds on this one as well. I just think it's a really pretty album. So let me look at my notes, but I really did like it. In fact, I think it is her last great album. I like Vota more, but I am put it in the A. So that's the last great album in my opinion. So we have 3 more left, so that should tell you something. Does tell you there's no more no skip albums. But 3 more. So we got Vonakura, which a lot of people really like. It's about it's 2015. Expresses her feelings before and after her breakup with Matthew Barney and the healing process. There's something about this album that just does not click with me, and I have heard it multiple times, and I was trying to find out the fact that there's such a big fall off for me from Biophilia and Vota. She's working with Arca on this. It didn't do much for me at all. In fact, don't really think it's very good. I know a lot of people put it up there high. I mean, Stone Milker, Lion Song, Blake Lake, Hazanoni again with Adam Dance, but that one didn't do it for me. So I don't really think it's very good. I guess I could have got rid of the D. That D spot on here. No, you know what? I'm looking at my scores now. This should be a D. It's not an F. There is some redeeming quality, so I guess that's why I put the scores. I'll delete that row. There's no Fs. She has no absolutely crap albums, but D is not good. So she just has some D albums. And Bonacura, I do think it's better than this one, but yeah, it's not great. It's not good. So Utopia. Maybe I'll make some. There we go. Produced by Arca. This came out in 2017. Okay, this is the one with the birds and stuff in it. Okay. I was thinking it was one of the, but yeah, it's this one. But yeah, this one did not do much for me as well. It just was kind of meh for me. I don't even really have much to say about it. I mean, none of the songs really did anything, but it was nothing too damning for me to put it into the D's. So I am just going to throw it into the C's. Now, where does what scores do I have it? I think I'll put it here. Yeah, it's not as great as that one. I think Medulla's better. Okay. And we have her last one that she had put out a couple years back, so 2022, Fasora. This was a weird album too. I remember that one. It's all like, it almost feels like it's like the connection between everything. Centers around the theme of isolation, loss, and grief, mainly the death of her mother. And how she dealt with the grief, a eulogy. But there's stuff in there about the, where is it? About like mushrooms and so. Okay, she describes the fungus metaphor as something that lives underground but not tree roots. A tree root album would be quite severe and stoic, but mushrooms are psychedelic and they pop up everywhere. Yeah, it was a lot of that. It was kind of weird imagery and stuff. I feel like it went down a little bit for me. I think I liked it a little bit more when it first came out, but re-listening to it compared to the other ones too, I was kind of like let down a little bit. But of the C ones, I think it is the best one of it, so I will put it there. So that is it. That is my ranking. Please let me know what you think about it and if what you would have instead. Yeah. Hit the bell, subscribe. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, share, help me get my subscriptions up. And, you know, I would like to hear your thoughts on this stuff. And, I mean, I hope there's another album coming out soon. But knowing her, I mean, yeah, maybe she should take her time with it, though. I don't know. Everybody grows and evolves with their music and everything. It's not for everybody, because some people might think Philosopher is their best one, Sora is their best one, but it wasn't for me, really. So yeah, join me tomorrow for another Song of the Day and continue our musical discovery, and I'll get to work on another ranking. Like I said, I cleared the table and want to try to keep it every 5 years for an artist, let them put some more stuff out before I revisit. So I'm not hitting the same people over and over. I started taking note of that back in 2018. I guess fun fact, Tupac was my first one that I started keeping notes on in 2018 for like the deep dives and stuff like that. So, and I've done over, you know what? Let me just pull up my database on that. And some of these artists I've done over and over and over, so I've done multiple times. But as of right now, 535 artists. Alright, and I'm not done. I'm going to continue. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, and have a great night. Bye-bye.